Welcome everybody to the Midnight in the Podcast of Evil, episode 6. Today we're going to be talking about 1992's Candyman. Before we do that, let me just welcome everybody to the show. I'm your host, Head Rush here. We got Sarah and Will with me. Sarah's back. She missed last week.
Hey.
Welcome, Sarah. Emily's not with us tonight. She's feeling a little under the weather, so she'll be back next week. You can find us on social media, Midnight Evil Pod, POD, on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. We're on all the streaming apps. You can find us in Stitcher, TuneIn, all those things. Google, Spotify, YouTube, Facebook. We're all over the place. Look at us. Give us a like, give us a follow, shout us out, share the page. We're going to jump into some news stories here. Our first news story of the week. Lance Henriksen gives a teen superpowers in The Unhealer, coming from Shout Studios.
That was
awesome. Guys, read about this? You watched the trailer?
That really looked.
It does look interesting. I'll give it that.
So Shout Studios releases like old horror movies and old different movies on DVD and Blu-ray and stuff. I don't know if they made this movie or if they just picked it up, like bought the rights to release it. I think they kind of just acquired the rights, would be my guess. But I thought it looked pretty good.
I mean, that one death scene with the car in the trailer was freaking awesome. Where the kid gets hit by the car and then the other kid's face is like taken off, hitting the airbag. That looked good. That looked good.
I don't think you can go wrong with Lance Henriksen. I mean, between Alien and Pumpkinhead and everything he's done in between, this looks like another awesome movie he's in. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I watched the trailer. I thought it looked pretty cool. You know, Adam Beach is also in it. That's the guy from The Mummy, I think?
Yeah.
Was it really?
Wasn't he? I think he was in Joe Dirt. He was like the Indian guy who sold the fireworks.
Oh, that's right.
I think it looks pretty good. Super-powered, supernatural thriller. The Unhealer. Released sometime this year. I'm guessing it's going to go straight to DVD and Blu-ray. Maybe it'll be on streaming, but yeah, it looks pretty good. I'm definitely going to pick that up when it comes out. Looking forward to that. That's the problem. I see all these things and I pre-order too many of them.
Yeah, you need to calm that down a little bit.
Me and Will were talking last week about this movie Joyride. I bought that, Will. That's here.
You bought that one already?
Yeah. As soon as
you
we
have an
finished,
addiction problem.
Yeah, I bought that.
Granted, it's better than him buying drugs.
That is true.
About these, and then I go and order them. I bought The Witch, you know, and Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse.
Okay, that one was pretty funny.
Yeah.
One of the Hatchet movies. I bought Good Burger on Blu-ray.
Oh God.
Why?
Awesome.
Why?
I think I was for it. I was like, I said, "Hey, we can watch this." I said to my son, and he's like, "I already seen that, Dad." I think I was more excited about the movie than he was.
It wasn't that good of a movie, though.
I mean, it was funny when it came out, but after watching it like twice, I was like, I'm done.
Yeah.
Well, now you get to watch it thrice.
You son of a bitch.
Oh, really? Oh, no.
Not Good Burger. There's too many other movies to pick before I could ever pick Good Burger.
Okay, good.
There's way too many other ones. It's already hard enough picking. Our next news story here. Most of these news stories are gathered from Bloody Disgusting, by the way. This one is too. The world of Sherlock Holmes gets a dark supernatural twist with Netflix's The Irregulars. It doesn't look like they're ever going to let Sherlock Holmes go away. Huh? I don't think I don't know if he's like the main part of the story, but I think he's he's like still a big part. Did you watch the trailer at all?
I watched the trailer. I wasn't getting the most, like, the gist of the story. I mean, I understand the dark factor, but I didn't understand what was really going on in the storyline.
It almost, to me, seemed like it was one of those old Hellraiser sequels. They started making this show, and then they were like, "Hey, let's just throw Sherlock Holmes in there."
Of course, you just sprinkle
like he was just a secondary thought. Like, all right, we finished this movie. Now let's make it Cloverfield 2.
That was kind of annoying.
It almost feels like the Sherlock Holmes was just a secondary part of it. It seems like it was more about Dr. Watson, if anybody.
Well, change it up a little bit. Change the main character, you know?
Yeah, maybe that, or they're just trying to make Sherlock more elusive. I don't know. But it says the crimes take a horrifying supernatural edge and dark power emerges. The irregulars must come together to defeat larger-than-life forces. I mean, even if it's good, it's Netflix. They're just going to cancel it after 2 or 3 seasons anyway.
Oh,
probably.
Don't do that. Money. That's the one thing I hate about Netflix, man.
Anytime anything gets over, they're going to go ahead and cancel it. You know?
But you know what? HBO did the same.
They all do the same thing. You know,
it pisses me off, and it still pisses me off to this day.
Well, usually when they make the show, they get the cast for like a 2 or 3 season deal, and then the show gets popular, and now they have to pay people more money, and that's when they go, let's just cancel it.
Yeah, but they leave these stories so wide open. It's not fair.
I need closure.
Exactly. I think we all do.
Yeah.
All I want was the closure.
Well, hey, if you want closure, you're not going to get it if you're looking for closure in Pet Semetary, because a brand new Pet Semetary movie is headed to Paramount Plus.
Oh, wow.
I don't understand it.
We just had one in, 2019, it says? The 2019 movie made $113 million at the box office, when it only cost them $21 million to make. Yeah, that's why we're getting new Pet Semetary right there.
I understand remaking it, but there's no reason to keep going with it. It's not something that needs a sequel or anything like that to it.
Oh, it says this one's an origin story, so I'm guessing it's like a prequel.
Again, why?
Maybe this one's about like Native Americans, because remember the first one?
Yeah.
So it was like an old Native. I mean, even if it is a Native American burial ground, they're just going to put a bunch of white actors in the movie anyway, so that's going to suck. They kind of whitewash everything in Hollywood these days. Sorry to say, yeah. That's all the news I got this week, I think. Oh, I saw something else too that they said 45 days after A Quiet Place 2 comes out in theaters, then it will go to Paramount Plus. So unlike HBO, who's putting it the same day, Paramount's going to make you wait 45 days.
Oh, God. Why?
But that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Wouldn't that make more people go to Paramount Plus instead of HBO? No. Definitely not. They're not going to do that, because you're going to wait 45 days. They're going to go to HBO where it's the same day release.
That's what I'm saying. So HBO is usually pretty good with putting out things pretty fast.
Well, I saw something that they're going to start reopening New York City movie theaters, and I guess that's step one. They think that everybody's going to go run back to the theaters, but I don't think it's going to happen that fast.
No, definitely not.
The movie theaters were open up here around New Year's, and they went to the movies. It was a little bit different. You know, like no touch and scanning phones and stuff, but not like people. Nobody's really rushing to it because they barely have any movies out in the theater anyway.
Yeah. That's the problem. That's going to be the problem for a while, I guess.
Yeah. People still don't want to come out 100%.
I mean, I want them to open up this drive-thru again, but that's because, they'll play old movies.
That's kind of cool, though. That's worth
But
it.
hopefully soon. Fingers crossed. It's still cold out here. Got much warmer though. It went from negative 20 to 30 degrees last week, Will, to it was like 60 degrees yesterday, 64 today.
Oh, damn.
What the hell? Really?
Yeah. Yeah. The weather here is bipolar as shit.
Seems like
Even
it.
when I went out before, it was like 40 degrees at night. Yeah. Which
Oh,
sounds not warm at all, but it is considering it was negative 30 last week.
is it still
Yeah,
snow?
we're in a set.
No, no snow or anything. Is it still snowing up there by you guys, Sarah?
No, but there's threats of snow. I know Mike said he got a text or whatever saying don't put away the snow shovels just yet. So it's staying at a good 30 degrees so on a daily basis.
Hey, it snowed before all the way, by Easter, so we still got time. I think we still have a chance.
I'm done with it. I'm so tired of the snow up here.
I remember that. I remember having like my kid running around outside looking for Easter eggs, and all of a sudden it starts snowing. I'm like, what the heck? Isn't it a little too late for that? Hey, I mean, it snowed in Texas. Yeah.
Yeah, my kids are in Texas right now. They were all
Oh,
excited about snow.
I seen some. Did you see some of the crazy pictures people posted? Like icicles hanging off their ceiling fans, and their fish tanks froze over, and their fish died. Like,
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
this is in their houses.
Yeah, dude.
They're not prepared for it.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's crazy.
we're not prepared for that.
I guess they don't get a whole lot of snow in Texas, I would think. That's true, but think of it this way. If it snowed in Florida, that whole state would shut down.
Oh, yeah, we'd be fucked.
Yeah.
It has snowed a couple times, but barely anything. But yeah,
That's
I've
supposed
heard
to, like, near
people
Jackson.
crashing.
If it
Yeah,
snowed in
that's true.
downtown Carolina, you'd not be leaving your house for months.
You know, it's funny, like, we have iguanas further down south. When it gets cold enough, they just start dropping out of the trees. Like, it's pretty fucked up, but it's funny at the same time. Like,
This is messed up. Iguana fight.
just pick up a frozen iguana.
Would it stick to people if they're frozen?
I don't know. Good question.
You might want to let me know, Will.
I'll let you know. I gotta go
You
further
just
south.
pack up a bunch of them and into a ball and throw them at each other like snowball fights.
Yeah, we want fights. A little more hardcore down here.
Do you think the dogs would try to eat them?
I'm pretty sure people do eat them.
Oh.
I know my dog would pick it up, think it's a toy.
So that shit starts freaking the fuck out. Like,
I see my dog eat cat, so I'm pretty sure she'd try to eat an iguana. All right. That's all the news stories I got this week. Before we jump into Candyman this week, Sarah, did you happen to watch Silence of the Lambs?
I did. I actually remembered it as I was going through it. I didn't have too much to say on the matter. I just recognized a lot of people I'd never recognized before.
Yeah, that's what I was telling Will last week. George Romero's in the movie.
Yeah.
Was he? Oh, was he? Which one was he?
George Romero is one of the police officers that comes to escort Clarice out of the room.
Oh.
I've watched this movie dozens of times and never realized it until we watched it last week again. And I'm looking at him, I'm like, that's freaking George Romero. Roger Corman, I think, is one of the FBI guys or the director, I think, or something like that, who tells them where to go or something like that. I forget. Or
my biggest shocker was Buffalo Bill from guy was Ted Levine from Monk.
Ted Levine, yeah, Captain.
Yeah, I was shocked by that. It actually took me a second. I had to listen to just the voice and not look at him to recognize him. And then the chick was from Grey's. So I watched with her in it, and she was one of the doctors on Grey's Anatomy. She had a major part on that.
And Clarice's friend from Silence of the Lambs is also in Candyman. Casey Lemons, the actor.
Okay. Yep.
She's Virginia Madsen's friend in Candyman as well.
I mean, the movie actually was better the second time I watched it. I'll just give you that because I remember it being kind of boring. It is a little bit boring still, but it was a little bit better the second time, understanding it more.
It's a very slow burn, Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah.
It builds up tension good.
That's all I had to say about that. Yeah.
Also, Sir Anthony Hopkins is amazing.
Yeah. Hey, it could be worse. We could be watching him in Transformers. Yeah.
Hey man, you leave him the
Oh
fuck.
God.
See? Sarah's reaction said it all. Oh God.
Son of a bitch. No, just
Will said, and for my next magic trick, I'm gonna pick Transformers on my list.
yeah.
So
you
I'll
get
go.
all
You'll see.
My kids have put me through enough hell with Transformers. Please
Oh,
don't.
God.
Hey, Bumblebee was okay. Yeah.
Look, I remember
Just
the
good.
first time I ever got a Transformers toy, I threw it at the wall. I couldn't get it to transform back. I was like, fuck this bullshit. Like
It's transformed into a pile of broken toys. Mission accomplished. It transforms. Hey, as much as those movies are terrible, Optimus Prime's voice is pretty damn good.
oh yeah, of course.
Like
He's so
you can put that guy selling anything, trucks, beer, permanent any commercials voiced over. Yeah.
beer for trucks, and I'm just
I don't know who plays the voice. I forget, but he's got it's like Sam Elliott's voice. You put Sam Elliott's voice in anything, that man sells you. He's got one of those voices. Optimus Prime has one of those voices.
it actually has me curious too. I want to know who plays his voice.
I don't know. See if you can check it out, but it's he played in all the movies. I don't remember off the top of my head. I don't remember it being anybody big time at least, but
Come on.
it's pretty damn catchy.
I wonder how often he uses it in real life too, just to talk to the
I
kids.
think he goes to like conventions and tries to use it to get like hot nerds into bed.
No, it's this Canadian guy named Peter Cullen.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
He played Eeyore in Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah, like humanity is depending on us. We have to sleep
Aw.
together to save mankind.
Oh, he was the first voice of the car in Knight Rider.
Oh
wow!
my God, really?
I did not know that.
Yeah.
That's what he does. So wait, he made a career out of voicing cars.
Mm-hmm.
He played the
You're just jealous, Randy.
played the depressed donkey in Winnie the Pooh.
Hey,
it was a car.
Listen, if there's any producers or directors out there looking to voice cars, I'm in. And if I have to murder some people or sacrifice them, because we read about that online, I'm in. I'll do that. Yeah. So.
No.
I mean, he's a very motivated actor.
But I'm not going to sacrifice any dogs. Yeah.
No. You can't go back on that. No,
People, I'll kill all of them you want, but animals, nah.
I'm with you on that one.
Yeah, so anybody listening, I'm up for hire. Just give me a shout. We'll sacrifice some people. We'll get some money rolling. Yeah. You can find us on social media, Midnight Evil Pod, on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. You can find us on Stitcher, Google, TuneIn, Spotify, all those apps. You can find us on Anchor. Find us on Facebook, on YouTube. We're all over the place. We got some good movies coming up, I think, this month. Some terrible ones, too, for Will. Well, Will think they're terrible. I don't think they're terrible. But we do got some good stuff coming up. Let me see if I can... we got some things coming up, some more anniversaries. We got Leprechaun coming up.
Yay.
We got April Day soon. We got The Howling coming up. We got Nightmare on Elm Street. We got Critters for Will.
I hated those movies.
Texas Chainsaw. We got a lot of The Craft, The Omen. We got a lot of good ones coming up on the schedule. We got a schedule mapped out pretty far in advance. I know it's optimistic. We'll see how it turns out, but there's a lot of good things coming up. Jeepers Creepers, Evil Dead, a lot of good things on the schedule, and hopefully you guys stick around and keep giving us a listen, keep giving us a follow, and hopefully we entertain you just a little bit to keep you around. And later in the show, we'll tell you what's coming for next week's episode, which was a staff pick. It was a Sarah pick.
Yay.
This was a staff week pick. This was my pick. I picked Candyman. 1992's Candyman. We're going to jump right in. Candyman was released on October 16th, 1992. It was based on a short story written by Clive Barker called The Forbidden. Clive Barker also has wrote many other stories turned into horror movies. Hellraiser, most notably. Midnight Meat Train with Vinnie Jones. That was a Clive Barker story. Nightbreed, that was another one that he's turned into movies. Books of Blood, which was recently on Hulu. That was based off his anthology books. The movie was rated R. Hour and 41 minutes. It's a horror slasher movie. Distributed by TriStar Pictures. Production company was Propaganda Films. The budget was about 8 to 9 million, and it only made 25.8 million in the box office. So it was not really a big box office success there, huh?
Yeah, but they made their money back.
Yeah, they made a little bit more, almost triple their budget, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know why it wasn't so, didn't make more money. I thought it was freaking fantastic.
I think a lot of people don't want to see it because they don't want to see a black guy attacking a white woman.
Yeah, we'll get into that. Directed by Bernard Rose, who also wrote the screenplay, starring Virginia Madsen, Tony Todd, Xander Berkeley, and Casey Lemons. Virginia Madsen has quite a bit of genre acting, though. She's also starred in Dune, Zombie High, Highlander 2, The Prophecy.
I looked at her list. Her list is like a mile freaking long.
Yeah, she number 23 recently, and The Haunting in Connecticut. That was some of her more recent ones. But she's done a lot of genre movies. I've never seen Dune. I don't know if either one of you saw it. Bill, you ever seen Dune?
I've ever seen Dune?
Dune?
Yeah, long time ago.
I know they're working on a new one. I never saw it. I don't know if she was any good in it. I haven't seen The Prophecy either. I know there's like 5 of those with Christopher Walken, which I have all 5. It's just when you have so many freaking movies, you don't have a chance to watch them.
I've seen The Prophecy. I just don't remember her being in it.
I don't remember her being in number 23. I know I saw that one. That was that Jim Carrey one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And The Haunting in Connecticut, I know I saw that, but I don't remember that at all, honestly. We also have Tony Todd in the movie. Tony Todd is Candyman. Tony Todd, before Candyman started the Night of the Living Dead remake from 1990, which was directed by Tom Savini there. Tony Todd was also in The Crow.
Yeah.
He's also in 4 out of the 5 Final Destination movies.
Yeah, that's
He was in 1, 2, 3, and 5.
Man, I'm not gonna lie. They really should have, like, at the end of the final Destination movies, they should have made Tony Todd like actual death.
I thought that's what they were going for, but they never actually said it.
Yeah. You should have been like, it was me all along.
She just recently watched like all 5 of them.
They're good movies, man.
He was also in Wishmaster, Tony Todd.
I vaguely remember that movie.
Well, hey, don't worry. We'll help you remember it.
It's on list.
Sarah, do you remember when you first saw Candyman or how you were first introduced to it at all?
I think it was just one of those that had to be watched back when I watched like every horror movie, well, 80s horror movie, 90s horror movie. And
do you remember what
probably,
you thought about it?
Probably when it first came out. I loved it. I remember loving that movie. It's been years, probably been since then that I've watched it, but I remember loving it.
Will, do you remember when you first saw the movie or what your first thoughts were?
First time I saw it was late '90s, and I remember that one jump scare where he shoves the hook through the bathroom mirror.
Yes.
That shit made me freak the fuck out, dude.
Oh yeah.
I was like, "What the fuck, man? Come on, man!"
Now wait. Speaking of, because I could tell you when I first saw this movie, I was, I don't know, a kid, maybe 5, 6 years old, and it was on VHS back in the day when I watched it. And I gotta tell you, we were dumb kids. Let me ask you, did y'all ever do the Candyman thing in front of the mirror?
Well, it's just like Bloody Mary, of course.
Yeah, I did the Bloody Mary one time.
Listen, as dumb little white kids, we definitely did the Candyman thing in the mirror.
Let me say this: I was not impressed.
Yeah, I remember we did it with the lights off.
Yeah.
Standing in here, saying Candyman,
That's
the
what
lights
you're
off.
supposed to.
There's for like 5 or 6 of us, and all of a sudden you hear like a piano going off, right? And somebody hits the ground somehow, and everybody starts screaming. Turn the lights on. The keyboard is like under the bed on the other side of the room. It's like, all right, I don't know if Candyman started playing the piano, but if you saw this movie, which we all have, that theme song was definitely just a piano playing. So being little
I
kids,
never remembered it having a theme song, but
yeah, I just remember as little kids scaring the shit out of ourselves. And I remember we did the Bloody Mary as well as kids.
I remember back then you can buy a Ouija board just like that. Now they're hard to come by.
oh, my daughter has a Ouija board. I got it for her for Christmas.
Wow. Listen, I will not have one of those things in my house. I ain't gonna have you summon a demon portal.
Yeah, but you can go to the hippie store and get it taken care of.
Forget that.
Oh,
Nope.
is that the trick to it?
You gotta go to the hippie store to get that shit taken care of. Get some sage. This.
Oh. Hey, when we were kids, man, there was all kinds of urban legends.
Oh yeah.
Candyman was. I remember before we even heard of the movie, we were just told the Candyman legend like it was real. Like,
I think the one urban legend that I remember like early on as a kid was the Mothman.
yes.
I remember everyone talking about that one, and the Chupacabra and all the other bullshit and stuff.
But some of them weren't even like scared. Like back in the day, they told us as kids if you put a quarter on the train tracks, that train would flip off the tracks.
Yeah, oh yeah, you could derail it.
We would go there and put quarters on the tracks, and then back into the woods and like lay on the ground and try to watch and see. Like we were definitely close enough that if it were to flip over, we would have died.
Yeah.
Like we did, like all kinds of dumb things.
That is kind of funny though. It's fucked up if it would have happened, but
Yeah, I don't know why you would tell kids that. Kids are gonna go try to do that. Especially
Well,
before we
you
had
know what? The scariest thing I ever saw was in elementary school when I don't even know. It's probably like, I want to say 11 or 12. They showed videos, those really bad videos of the dangers of railroad tracks. And on one of the clips of it, they actually squished the kids in between the train cars. And you saw the legs then. And we're like 11 or 12 watching this in the auditorium. It was freaky. Yes, they showed that. And we lived right by the railroad tracks. That's where our schools were. So I was on the one side of the tracks, and I used to walk down the tracks. I didn't want to walk down for years because of that.
I'll be on the wrong side of the tracks.
Yeah, I was on the wrong side of the tracks. That's how I grew up.
We were dumbass kids. We would put all kinds of shit on the train tracks just to see the trains run it over. We would put pumpkins and watermelons and all kinds of apples, all kinds of dumb shits.
No,
we would put glass bottles on the train tracks to watch them explode when the train ran them over. We'd line up as many as we could. What is it about being a kid and watching a glass bottle break that just gets you excited? Did y'all ever do that?
Satisfying sound. Satisfying. It's still satisfying to this day.
Tell me now that when you hear a glass bottle break, you don't instantly think of the Stone Cold Steve Austin theme music.
Now,
I don't because I don't watch wrestling.
Listen, back in the day, as kids, we would take all our parents' like empty beer bottles, just the glass ones, and then we would walk around the town and find any beer bottles, glass ones that we find, because we lived right up the road from a beach. But in between that, there was just like a couple of blocks of just marsh and woods. So we would go down one of these blocks on our own blocks, too, mind you, right up the road, and we would take all these glass bottles and just throw them in the air and smash them all over the road.
No, you know what we used to do?
On our own street, like idiots.
We used to do that thing where we'd be like a group of kids. We throw beer bottles up, and whoever moved last, like was the one. Whoever won that one, like we were fucking stupid.
Like I don't know what it is as kids. There was one time where we're throwing a bunch of glass bottles, right, and we hear cop sirens, which wasn't, we knew that was going to happen. We took off and we run to the beach. Because the beach is like a block away. So we go to the beach, and now there's cops coming from both sides of us on the beach. I got to be 12, 13. I'm seeing cops coming from both sides. They can't see me, but I can hear them and see them. Because I went around this little corner. So what do you think I did to hide from the cops?
You laid down in the grass? I don't know.
I laid down on the sand and pretended I was sleeping.
Wow.
I look up, there's like 8 cops. I'm like, hey, what's going on, guys? You guys need something? I'm just here napping on the fucking sand.
I'm surprised you didn't throw like random people under the bus. Yeah, I saw some kids run through here.
Now somebody else ran with me. They laid next to me and just faced the opposite direction. So now it looks like 2 grown-ass teenagers just sleeping on the beach. Like,
yeah,
what's going on?
Gay shit, that's what you were doing.
Just take a nap. I need something. Like,
I'm doing some gay shit. No, I'm just.
Oh. Listen, we just wanted to smash glass bottles.
Understandable.
Sure.
We were kids back in the day. We would take them to the freeway and throw them over the bridge into oncoming traffic.
Yeah, I remember doing that.
Like, I don't know if I'm letting the cat out of the bag and if I can be prosecuted at all.
Yeah, it's a little too late for that now.
You're badass little kid. We used to take like rocks and throw them through windows of like new houses they were building and stuff.
Yeah, because we were invincible then. No, just.
Yeah. See what this is why they made the internet public instead of just keeping it for businesses and government. They wanted to distract everybody. We had too much free time on our hands in society. We were getting into too much trouble. Off topic again. Sorry. Back to the movie.
Sarah, you did watch the movie.
Sarah, did you have a favorite character in Candyman?
I like Candyman because I am a fan of his from Final Destination as well. But I did notice one of the characters in the beginning of the movie, the boyfriend in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Do you know who that is?
No.
Evil Dead 2 Possessed Henrietta.
Okay.
That's apparently who that is. And
I'm gonna have to
Ted
rewatch
Raimi,
that.
I think his name is. Ted Raimi. And yeah, I was like, really? I'm like, how does anybody realize that? Somebody pointed it out to me. I was like,
I forgot Ted Raimi was in this movie.
yeah, he was. I mean, he was only in that short part, but yeah, that's who that is.
Will
Ant-Man's my favorite.
who's your favorite in the movie? Favorite character?
I mean, other than Tony Todd, like Helen was pretty funny. She was getting driven insane the entire time.
Plus, she did have fantastic boobs.
Of course.
Like, we'll just start cracking up laughing. I'm sorry, I got him.
I guess.
I guess one of my favorite characters would have been the Rottweiler to cut its fucking head off.
Oh, yeah, that was horrible.
It would be.
That was horrible.
I mean, if I had to pick somebody who wasn't Tony Todd, it would have been the Rottweiler, but it didn't end good for him.
That was so bad. I don't like animals dying in
Yeah,
anything.
me either. They're just yeah, but Tony Todd's gonna definitely be my favorite character. He's probably my second favorite horror movie, like a villain or killer. Only second to Michael Myers. I think Tony Todd's fantastic. I think he, over the years throughout the movies, he tried to make the movies make sense and didn't let them get too off course.
Yeah.
He's very
I did
protective of his
find
character.
I did find out an interesting fact that apparently was in his contract in this movie.
What's that?
He got for each bee sting in that one scene. For each bee sting, he got $1,000. He made
Yep.
$23,000 just for bee stings
Yeah,
alone.
I think he made more off the bee stings than he did actually being to be
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
He had $1,000 bonus for every bee sting.
Got stung 23 fucking times for this movie.
So what they did, they bred bees specifically for this movie, and they used newborn bees. The bees were like 12 hours old to try to avoid as many bee stings as possible. And he also wore dental dam in his mouth so the bees wouldn't go down his throat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but all those bees they used were real bees. They weren't CGI.
Man, that one part when he has them all in his mouth, he's
Yeah.
kissing them over, bro. Oh fuck that, dude.
Yeah, think about that. That's all real bees. Would you do that?
I don't know. For $1,000 a bee sting, I probably could deal with it.
I'm allergic to bees, so I couldn't.
Oh, then you can't do it.
Yeah, you can't do it.
I'm not.
I don't know if I'm allergic to bee stings.
Would you do it, Will?
I mean, fuck it, why not?
I know. Where is it? I wrote it down here somewhere. Virginia Madsen. So Virginia Madsen wasn't originally going to be she wasn't originally going to be Helen. She was going to be the friend Bernadette. Bernard Rose's wife Alexandra was supposed to be the role of Helen. She was supposed to be the main actress. She actually found the story and brought it to her husband. But then she got pregnant. So she couldn't do the movie. Well, she specifically got the movie because she wanted her husband to direct her in the movie. Virginia Madsen wasn't main star originally. And before they decided to make her Helen, if they couldn't get her to play Helen, their backup actress was a relatively unknown young Sandra Bullock. Sandra Bullock was going to be Helen.
I couldn't imagine that though. I definitely.
Well, think of this. This is 2 or 3 years before Speed came out, so this is before she had her big breakout role.
Yeah, but her acting is different. It's not like I don't know. It's not like horror when I see Sandra Bullock.
Well, if you think she would have been weird in this movie, do you know who was supposed to play Candyman originally, or who they wanted to play Candyman? I think Sarah does because she started laughing. So, do you know who they wanted to play Candyman originally?
Wait, wasn't it like Eddie Murphy?
Yeah.
Why?
Could you imagine Eddie Murphy standing there going Helen over and over?
Yeah.
I started laughing thinking about it.
Now, which one would you have preferred, Eddie Murphy or Bill Cosby? No, I'm just...
Well, he definitely would have had that rapey vibe down. Helen, eat this pudding pop.
That would have been more terrifying.
He would have just gave her some roofies or something.
A lot of...
but Tony Todd, I think they did not go with Eddie Murphy because he just wanted too much money.
Yeah, he's fucking expensive.
Yeah, he's Eddie Murphy. Yeah.
Well, that was his prime too. That year around the 90s was his prime.
Wait, was Eddie Murphy? Oh no, he was already acting at that time, right?
He was doing stand-up in the 80s. Yeah, the stand-up in the 80s, movies in the 80s.
I think Candyman happened.
90s was like the biggest thing.
Yeah.
He did those cop movies where like FX they were called or something like that. I
Um,
think.
are you talking about Beverly Hills Cop?
No, he was in another movie. I think it was called FX. He already had done Beverly Hills Cop. He already had done Coming to America.
Mm.
This was before Nutty Professor, but it was after Coming to America.
I don't remember those.
Yeah.
And Candyman would have been before Interview with a Vampire, so it would have been before he had any kind of horror.
Yeah, but do you think he would have worked well in a horror movie?
Mm-mm.
I don't know.
He doesn't
Mm-mm.
scream horror movie like Fan, but
You know what? Here's the thing. Even if he would have did great, I don't think we could have taken him serious.
No, you couldn't. His face alone, you can't. I don't think.
He might have been fantastic, but how do you take him serious when you see him?
Mm-hmm.
I can see that. It's hard to take a comedian in a serious role.
And he's also much. I think he's like 5'9", they said, and Tony Todd's 6'5".
Yeah, he's kind of
Yeah,
short.
he's something to be
So,
scared of. Just seeing that
yeah,
height, something to be
he's,
scared of.
he's he's ginormous when you put him next to some of these people.
Yeah, but Tony Todd definitely is like a lot more intimidating.
Yeah, Virginia Madsen, when they offered her the role of Helen, she didn't want to do it because she was allergic to bees.
Shit, I would have been too. What the fuck?
She almost passed on the role because she didn't want to have to work with the bees. She told the director she was allergic to bees, and he didn't believe her.
How do you not believe somebody?
She went to UCLA to get tested, and although it proved she was allergic to bees, it also said she was more allergic to wasps. So the director said, "You can do it. You'll be fine."
Wow. We'll just
Yeah.
change the wasps. No, just
I know it said in the scene where the bees were covering the two of them, it took them like 45 minutes to get all the bees off them, Tony Todd and Virginia Madsen.
yeah. Fuck that.
That doesn't even seem that long. I would think longer.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true for all the bees they had on them. It doesn't seem too long. I don't know if I want bees on me that long.
No, definitely not. Fuck that, dude. Fuck all.
Do you have a favorite scene in the movie at all?
Favorite scene when she's in the I want to say the character's name was like Dr. Burke or whatever. She was strapped to the chair in front of him. Tony Todd comes up behind him, murders him. And did you see how he backed out the window? That was funny.
Yep.
Just flies out the window almost like,
what the heck? Sucked out the window. I'm like, what the fuck just happened? It was pretty
now,
funny.
if they had this on camera, I don't know if they did, but wouldn't that prove she didn't do it? Like,
yeah. Here's the thing, though. She
strapped down on a chair on the other side of the room.
But that's the thing, though. I don't understand. Okay, he threw himself out the window, but he unlocked her cuff, right? I would have just sat there, like I would have cuffed her right back on. I'm like, nah, fuck this. I'm sitting right here.
It takes off. Would have just sat there like, wasn't me. Look.
Yeah, I'm still here.
I think taking off is what made it look like she did it.
Yeah, but you know,
what would she have used to freaking the way she cut, like that Candyman cut him? What would she have used? Either way, there's no hook sitting on his fucking desk.
True. And then, how do you even explain the broken window? If she would have just sat there, she's like, "Look, I'm still in this chair."
Yeah.
No chairs went flying out the window either.
She's got no murder weapon. She doesn't have any blood on her. Like,
I get
Sarah,
it.
did you
Want to
have
believe
a
in
favorite
this
scene?
natural blood?
Did I have a favorite scene?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of when she goes back to the apartment and the husband's girlfriend is painting it pink, and like as soon as she turns around,
Stacy. Yeah, what's her name? Stacy.
Yeah, Stacy starts crying hysterically for no reason.
Yeah.
I was just dying laughing during that part. I'm like, why the hell is she crying? She hasn't even done anything yet.
The movie was weird, man.
He was in there for a month. He had a new girl, moved in and ready and everything.
Yeah, that whole thing is fucked up. I have issues with that altogether.
Now, is it less fucked up though because he thought his wife literally murdered a bunch of people?
It doesn't matter. You love someone, you're married to them. You at least give them more than a month.
Yeah, at least give them more than a month.
You had your girlfriend paint the apartment ugly
on her before that anyway.
Well, another thing, why was Stacy playing with a big ass fucking kitchen knife cutting meat? Like, did you notice she was going like this with the knife?
It looked like she was cutting raw meat and throwing it in a salad or something.
But did you see she ate something off of that cutting board? She was like, "You don't eat raw meat like that." That bitch was weird. Also, her fucking nipples were everywhere in that fucking scene. Like, no shit.
I'm glad he said it because I already pointed out Madsen again. But I was thinking,
like, how could you not see that? Like, somebody was like, "Yeah, you should tell him." No.
She was wearing a white shirt that whole scene. She's walking around. She's banging around the freaking kitchen. She's acting like a typical woman that's all pissed off because her boyfriend is crying about the wife.
Because Sarah won't get yelled at for saying that. Me or Will would.
But it's true. I'm like, that's a woman that's all pissed off for the wrong fucking reasons. Like, I don't know. She had no sympathy for the fact that his wife just freaking died after all that crap.
Man, apparently that's what you do. As soon as your wife dies, you get a new one. Like, what the fuck?
As soon as your wife kills somebody, you get a new one.
Of course. You know what's funny? I realized that dude, Trevor, he was the dad in Terminator 2.
Was he?
Yeah, he was a stepdad. And then he
looked familiar.
Yeah, he was a stepdad in Terminator 2, where like the other cop like killed him and stuff like that. I was like, what the fuck? That was so weird. I was like, that is a
with everybody else in the movie, I stopped paying attention to him.
Yeah. He was in the Walking
Dead. I knew he looked familiar. He was.
Yeah, absolutely.
He was like in the later seasons, he was like the leader of the Hilltop.
He was?
Yeah, he was the governor.
I'm watching that show. I'm sorry.
It's fine. I did too. It was just too much.
I watched all the way up to the time jump, and then I gave up.
Again, I don't blame you.
Yeah.
They're finally gonna end it.
It's probably for the best.
Yeah, it is. I enjoy the show, but yes, it does need to end.
Well,
it was always really slow, but it was good. But then it's
the first season though. The first season was great.
It was an incredible show at times.
Yeah.
I guess we can say thank you to Frank Darabont for a lot of that.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
I mean, he cast the whole original cast and everything. And he has a tendency to use a lot of same actors, so a lot of the same people that were in The Walking Dead were in other movies. Like The Mist has like 3 or 4 of the same actors. Dale's in it.
Yeah.
Andrea's in it.
Carol's in it.
Carol, yeah.
Is she really? Oh. Yeah. I don't like Carol. Carol pisses me off.
She's the mom that takes off and they think she's dead, and you see her in the truck with her kids.
Right.
So Emily recently watched that movie for the first time, and that ending really got her.
Oh, did it? Yeah.
Were you just sitting in the background, just laughing your ass off, just waiting?
No, I was at work or sleeping or something. She watched it without me.
Why would she watch that movie? We're alone like that.
She had never seen it. So
I really fucks with you.
It's weird. I would have loved to see more about that whole universe.
Yeah.
I would have.
Well, they made a TV show, but it only lasted 1 season.
Yeah.
It was alright.
Wasn't the TV show basically like the movie? I remember they were stuck somewhere too, right?
Pretty much. It only lasted 1 season. Last I looked, it was on Netflix.
Oh, fuck it, yeah.
I think it was originally on FX or something like that. I forget.
Yeah, it was on. I think it was on FX.
I think it was FX. I think my favorite scene is when the little kid's telling her the story of the Candyman, and they're talking about, they're talking about 2 different people completely, and she has no idea. And he's telling her the story about the bathroom murder, and then she goes in there, and the drug dealer shows up and beats the crap out of her.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, she had her ass handed to her, dude. Oh my god, dude.
It serves her right, though. She shouldn't be going around the projects like that. Just saying.
Yeah, she should not have went to the projects like that alone. if she, as an actress, wasn't allowed there in real life by herself, why would she go there?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
to have these escorts just to even go there.
Exactly.
They had a bunch of plainclothes, and I'm pretty sure I heard that at least on one occasion the police cars were like shot up or something.
Shit.
Like, what do they think is going to happen here? How do they think this is a good idea? I don't know. Did you have any other favorite characters at all, Will?
No, I don't think so.
The only one that really stood out.
Sorry. No, I honestly, no, I don't think so. I mean, the friend, Helen's friend, what was her name?
Bernadette, is that her name?
Yeah. I liked her. I thought she was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's that actress is Casey Lemon. She's also Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah, I thought she was pretty cool though. I was like, other than that, like,
that Virginia Madsen was originally supposed to play was as Bernadette.
She did pretty good.
Yeah, I'll give her that.
Do you have any other favorite characters at all, Sarah?
No, because there's not like tons of characters if you think about it in that movie. The little boy was funny. I don't know. I found him, like you said, funny.
What about a favorite kill? Did you have a favorite kill, Sarah?
Dr. Burke. That was one of my favorites.
Dr. Burke is the one in the psychiatrist's office, right?
Yeah, that one, yeah.
Yeah.
He looks so familiar.
I would say
I can't place where I know him from, but he looks so familiar.
Yeah. I would say like one of my favorite scenes
was the background, and even now he looks so familiar.
Yeah.
If you say well-deserved kills, the husband definitely deserved that. But...
Yeah, I'm gonna admit that was one of my favorite ones.
But was that your favorite kill?
That was probably my favorite one.
The husband?
It all tied together because like had the stupid new girlfriend running around just nipples pointing out with a big knife. Then he gets murdered.
Don't you ever discourage a woman for having her nipples pointing out, Will?
I will not. I'm all man. I'm all up for it.
It's a woman's choice to do it.
I'll take my nipples out in support. I'm just.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay.
You're in Florida, so you gotta put pasties over your nipple. You can't have them showing.
Hey man, I'm okay with that. I'm just.
It's just a waste of a nipple.
Honestly, though, that ending was so well deserved, and I was even saying before it happened that if my husband brought his girlfriend to my funeral, I would come back to kill him. So,
that was a little fucked up.
I don't know if this is a woman scorned or what, but I was pissed off at that one.
I'm definitely coming back. This is some bullshit. No, I'm just. You know what's funny? Like, during that funeral, no one said a damn thing when the little black kid threw the hook into her like grave.
Yeah.
Nobody said a damn thing about the whole project's coming over to the funeral.
That was a lot of work to come there, drop that in the casket, and leave. Like,
right?
Yeah,
they got dressed up. They got organized because they were all walking in succession. They all arrived at the same time.
We're all dressed up. Got a bow tie on.
Just dropped the book and walked out. Huh?
Like, what the fuck, dude? No, man, that was fucked up.
Yeah, I think my favorite kill, and I'm watching it now, is got to be Dr. Burke, like you guys said.
It's funny, dude, because he's just getting murdered from behind, dude.
Yeah.
Why she would leave?
Place open.
She's strapped in, like.
He unstraps her.
But she's loose. Yeah, but there's not enough blood on her to say she did the killing.
Yeah, like if she would have just sat there in that chair and not moved, they could have been like, "Oh, well, there's no way she could have done it." What's she gonna do? She murdered him while still stuck to the chair? Like,
yeah. Did she squeeze across the building?
Yeah, like did forensic science not exist at that point?
A bunch of cops are running around and nobody looks up to see.
Yeah. Plus, can't they tell like he was murdered with a hook? She clearly did not have a hook in that scene.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I think he took it with him and everything. Like, there's nothing there. What is she gonna do?
Yeah.
Use a pen? I mean, like, what else is there in that room?
She murdered him with a stapler. No, I'm just.
Yeah, she must have. Did you like the effects of the movie, Will?
Of course, man. Like the bees, Tony Todd.
Oh, the bees were all real too.
Yeah, like all that shit was like crazy.
And the blood was great. And the gore was great.
The headless dog.
I like the makeup on her. Like at the end with the fire and stuff, that makeup.
Oh yeah.
The headless dog is pointed out. The dog's head looks pretty good. It has an effect.
Yeah.
As long as they didn't cut off a real dog's head, we're good.
Well, no, it was the early 90s.
Yeah. They had to cut funds somewhere.
It's true. It wouldn't be the first time they killed an animal on a set.
Oh.
You know, when she goes back to her apartment with her husband, why is the door just fucking open?
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't understand that.
Because she was painting,
Open
so
a
I
window.
guess she had to air out. Well, and then I thought the girlfriend was high coming off the ladder at first. Like, she looked all fucked up like she was huffing paint. But then she started crying.
They have like a balcony. Like I'm looking at it now, and they have windows. Why not open those? Why would you leave your front door open?
Because
I thought they had moved out or something at first when I saw that.
I don't know. It just it didn't make sense to me.
Nothing made sense back in the 90s.
There's the pokies, Will.
Huh?
There's the pokies. Sarah, what did you think of the effects in the movie?
I liked them. I mean, for that time, it was good. I didn't think anything was really that bad. I mean, some things look fake, but what are you supposed to do?
I didn't think anything looked that bad, but I thought it was weird at the end.
Not like a dummy falling out the window or something. It didn't, everything looked pretty realistic.
I thought the scene with the bonfire, where all the bees fly out, that looked a little weird, but I guess for early 90s, that was the best CGI they could do.
Yeah.
And I think that's pretty much that wasn't practical effects.
Can you imagine if they just shot out a bunch of like flaming bees? We have so many bees, we got to get rid of them somehow.
They could have used the popcorn gun to shoot the bees out.
There's flaming bees everywhere.
And then Helen takes like the gallon of paint and throws it at the wall. She just helped them paint. Oh. She should have thrown it out the window or something. What is she doing?
Fuck your paint. I'm just
sorry that pink really just made me so angry. I'm like, who makes an apartment that color?
Like
I don't know.
Pink. What did you think of the ending?
I thought this whole movie was psychologically fucked up relationship. I don't know, like this whole psychological thing where all you have left is my desire for you. It sounds like a really controlled, like he was a control freak for her. I'm gonna take away everything you loved, everything that makes sense to you, and then you're all mine after that because you have nothing left.
Yeah, he kind of left her with nothing, so she would have to turn to him.
Yeah. I just did. I don't know. It was really fucked up.
Yeah, it worked. I mean, she went to him. I guess it was to save the baby, but she did go there. Well, what did you think of it?
I enjoyed it, man. They left it open for like a sequel and stuff.
Oh, there was multiple sequels.
Well, I know, but I'm just saying, like that first time I saw it, I'm like, you see how like whatever that is coming, the bees flying away. I'm like, he just turned into bees. Like, all right, cool.
No, he didn't turn into the bees because they still showed his body like melted away.
Well, no, I'm just saying like that's like that they could have gone.
Maybe it was his essence. Yeah.
The man was made of bees. No,
yeah.
He was made of bees.
I thought the ending was pretty awesome. A bonfire, and her going to save the baby, and the funeral, and the murder where she kills the husband.
I'm so glad she came back. I'm
But
so
also to me
glad she
was
did
I don't.
that.
They didn't really continue that later on.
No, but I don't know. It was like a well-deserved. I just don't understand why when she finally did call Candy, she saved it for the doctor rather than
Yeah. But does that mean now,
the husband. You know, like,
in the mirror, is she gonna come murder you?
well, yeah. I mean, that's how my take on it would have been. But like, because Candyman,
Because that's what he did. He was in the mirror, talking to Helen,
yeah,
Helen.
yeah, like she's his place in a way.
Does she become like the new Candyman? Is Candyman dead? If Candyman, does he still show up, or does Helen show up now?
I'm pretty sure it's still Tony Todd.
And then Helen takes away some man's fucking life and everything, and makes desires and stuff go away for her.
I don't know. Would you recommend this movie, Sarah? Would you watch it again?
Yeah, definitely. I want to start watching some of the sequels because I haven't seen those in a while too.
Hey, if you guys watch the sequels, feel free to let me know, and we can always cover them at any point as a bonus show or anything like that. I would love to watch them. I love them. I haven't seen them in a while. I think Farewell to the Flesh was the second one, and Day of the Dead, I think, the third one, or something like that.
I heard the second one was much better, so kind of curious to see it again.
I mean, I think all three of them are pretty good movies, and they keep with that continuity. They don't really go off the course, and Tony Todd's Candyman in all of them,
I mean, I just like that they just made movies after like urban legends and shit.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Those are the scariest stories, some of those.
I'm going to have to look and see if they're on any streaming sites or anything like that. And if they are, I'll tell you guys. And if you guys ever watch them and want to ever talk about them, we can definitely cover those.
The second Candyman is actually free on Amazon Prime. You don't need any subscriptions or anything for it.
All right. Finally, that Amazon Prime subscription pays off.
I think it was. That was 1995, I believe. So yeah, that was the one that was free.
Farewell to the Flesh was the second one. I think you're right. I think that's on Amazon. I think the third one's on one of the free sites, Tubi, I think maybe, or something like that.
Oh.
Maybe we can watch those one day and cover those. Maybe Emily will be feeling better. Well, you've never seen the sequels, have you?
I want to say I have seen the sequels. I don't remember them much.
Yeah, I don't remember much about them. I know I saw them both.
Like, I
used to have them in VHS, but I don't have them anymore.
I know I've seen them. I want to say I have. I just don't remember them.
Will, would you watch the movie again? Would you recommend it?
I would definitely recommend it. Like, it was a really good movie.
Yeah, I love the movie. I love everything from the opening, the song. I even think the song might be one of the creepiest songs of the Killers, really. Just that classical piece playing.
Horror movie. Yeah, not typical for a horror movie.
Yeah.
Like, I think what makes the Halloween theme song so terrifying is just the simplicity of it. It's just the piano. It's like a very simplistic tune. It's just a couple of keys that he plays. And I think this was composed by like a classical music guy, and it just fits the freaking movie. And I know the story originally, like the actual short story, took place in Liverpool, I think it was, in England.
Yeah.
Which is fitting. That was like a poor area too, so.
Yeah, I almost think like that song actually would fit that too. I think it would still fit it if you did it in Liverpool and stuff like that.
I mean, they still had those too, so.
And even the opening shots were like it's like the above like the highways and stuff. I know that was like a groundbreaking shots at the time. Cinematography, even the visual effects, like the actual housing projects, like his lair, wherever I guess you would call it, where he's sleeping, and all the artwork of him they did in graffiti and stuff, where they come through the mouth.
Yeah, that was a little weird.
Them living in the cinder block. The cinder block
Yeah.
walls threw me off in that.
Yeah. Did you hear them in the beginning talking about they're talking about other urban legends? I know another one when we were kids is they used to say, I think they mentioned in the movie, that there was alligators in the sewers. Like don't go down alligators.
Oh.
They talk about it how people flushed baby alligators down the toilet and they grew into full-grown alligators. Now there's alligators in the sewers.
Wasn't that an urban legend too? Like,
yeah, we heard that as kids.
Yeah,
we used to try to get down the sewers to see if there was alligators and stuff.
Uh-huh.
And I remember one time we finally got a manhole open, and it was just a manhole. There was no sewers. There was just a hole. So we did it like for months of work trying to get this thing open, and there was nothing.
That's the thing, though. I don't believe like they would exist down there in the sewers because it does get really cold like during the year. Like,
well, not only that, they couldn't live. There's nothing to eat.
Yeah.
Were they eating shit?
Look, if you want to see gators, just in Florida. They're everywhere.
That's true.
Take one with you. No, I'm just.
It was based in Chicago at the real life public housing development Cabrini Green. They also talked about the razors and the candy. Did you see that?
Well, she opened up one of the candies and got cut for the razors.
That was another one of those legends when we were kids, though.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Our parents say you can't eat any candy, but you gotta go home and check all of it.
My mom made me check all my candy, and she would check all my candy.
Yeah, but when our parents checked the candy, it was just them taking the ones they wanted.
Yeah, you gotta take
the flip too. Yeah, my mom always took the Reese's peanut butter cups for me.
Get your bag back. It's like a popcorn ball, a bag of pretzels.
Get an orange.
The healthy crap.
Get the peanut butter wrapped in the little plastic thing that has no markings whatsoever.
Oh yeah.
Just orange and black things with the peanut butter.
God.
Like, wait a minute. What happened to all of the good candy?
You remember how stoked you would get when you find a house with like full-size candy bars?
Yeah.
Dude.
That's before we had cell phones, so you'd walk around and just tell everybody, like, hey, go over there. I got some candy bars.
Shit, I'd go back. I'm like, different costume. No.
Yeah. Or when you find the bowl of candy.
Oh, God. You were one of those kids that took the whole bowl.
Who was?
I think you insinuated you.
Not me. I would take usually 2 or 3, but I wouldn't take the whole bowl.
No, I would leave the candy and take the fucking bowl. No, I'm just.
Yeah, of course you would.
That's a nice fucking bowl. Just pick up the bowl and be like, that's a good bowl. I can eat soup out of this shit. I'm taking the bowl.
Yeah. I mean, that's what you got to do, right?
You know what's funny? One year in Halloween, I was maybe 18, 19. There was a house that would have candy, and the guys and like the owners of the house, they had coolers like, hey, if you want a beer, take one. I'm like, yes. It's the first time I had a Budweiser.
Really?
Worst.
Wow.
He would just give them out. He didn't give a shit. He was like, take them.
Be arrested now.
He was a cool dude.
I'm just saying, this has to be arrested now. That's like child abuse right there.
I remember a year or two ago, there was a story of somebody accidentally gave out like an edible or something. And the kid ate them. And then it became a thing, like, watch out, people are giving out edibles on purpose.
Was
like,
it
no, it was an accident. No, it wasn't me. I wouldn't waste a good edible like that.
Yeah, it's fucked up, but it would be kind of funny to watch that happen. Just see one kid stoned
it's not a fun situation. I'm just saying. It's definitely not a fun situation.
They say the legend first appeared in 1890. He was the son of a slave. When he was in the bathroom, he cut the little kid's dick off. So they said?
Yeah. That bathroom scene, that was him holding the penis, or where his penis was. And then the little kid even...
was it the real Candyman?
Even said, you don't want to ever... No, that had to have been... I think that had to have been the gangster Candyman.
Okay, I want to make sure it wasn't. I want to make sure it wasn't Tony
I
Todd
think
cutting kids.
that scene, I think that was more of the drug dealer because Candyman actually kills everybody. I don't think he just chops off
when
and
the
says,
little kid
"Screw
talking
you,
about it.
you're never gonna have sex ever in your life."
Yeah. That's why when the little kid was talking about it, he said, "You can't fix that. Better off dead.
Yeah.
Can't sew that back on."
Well, you can, but it's not gonna work
It's
at
not
all.
going to be the same.
And that little kid, the one who told her the story, was also in Little Giants. You ever see
Was
that,
it?
Will?
No,
The football
was it really?
around it? Yeah.
Huh. Might have to go back and watch that movie.
I think he was a little kid that couldn't catch the ball, and he would practice catching the toilet paper rolls.
Oh,
I
that's
think
the
that's
same
what it was.
kid?
I think so. Yeah, it said he's in Little Giants. He would play somebody named Hoyt.
Huh.
I thought he had some good catchphrases there. Sweets to the sweet and be my victim.
Yeah.
I thought
I honestly don't remember that one. Like, there's a lot of those old movies I don't remember why. I know I've seen them, but I don't care for them. Like The Goonies. Sorry, didn't care
what?
for The Goonies. I did
I
not
did
care
not like
for
the Goonies. Will,
That's a classic staple for the '80s, though. That
I
movie,
know.
you don't have to even like it. It's a classic staple, though.
come
I
on,
know.
Will. You messed up.
Look, I remember watching it in like the early '90s. It was great, but going back and watching it now as an adult, I can't do it.
I haven't watched it as an adult either. I'll have to admit,
Try
but
watching
it's
it
a
as an
Watched it
adult.
in a couple months, but I watched it recently.
Well, like try watching any like movie you saw as a child, like a
Like Good
child
Burger,
movie, and going back and like it's not the same.
home of the Good Burger. Can I take your order?
exactly. You just proved this point right there.
Oh god.
Will loves orange soda.
Um. Damn, what was that other movie? You ever seen Hook?
Yeah, I love that movie. It still
Yeah.
holds up so well.
it still holds up.
Any Robin Williams movie holds up, though.
Sadly, he's not here for us to talk about how great he is.
God damn it. No,
He's still fantastic. He was always great in
I still
his
haven't got a
movies.
chance to watch that documentary, the Robin's Wish.
Oh yeah,
oh, I heard about it. I haven't
I
yet.
haven't watched that.
I
I
have
haven't watched that.
I
I
have it on
watched the other one, the one where in your head, in his head or something like
yeah.
that on the HBO. That one was really, really good.
Yeah, I have it. I just
That
haven't got
got me a
to
little bit
watch it
teary
at all.
eyed.
I have them both.
I want to watch the newest one, but yeah, that first one was fantastic. It made me cry. It did. I'll admit it.
I mean, it goes to show you that even people who seem happy on the outside aren't happy on the inside. Like,
Yeah, I guess so, man. That was rough.
You a lot of the
oh,
clips he was staring off into space, and you could tell
yeah,
he had something on his mind.
that's what I'm
But you
saying.
know, I watched that the Belushi documentary. Belushi.
Uh-huh.
I guess that's kind of similar because they said he was always like he was always just kind of miserable, like, and he was bringing joy to everybody, but he was so you know he was never really happy himself.
It's so
Yeah,
weird.
that's how it is. Though.
I guess the people who bring you the most joy can never tell on the inside that they're
Yeah.
not happy at all. And so they're out there at the bonfire, right? Nobody hears the crying baby.
It's a bonfire. People are having fun. Nobody got time for a baby.
They were,
No.
yeah, they were rioting and shit.
Oh.
They were rioting. You couldn't hear over it.
Oh.
They were like yelling and screaming, and there was like a whole group of them. I mean, they were loud. And you got the fire. Then you got the fire and stuff like that. And the little kids were starting to scream it before they even got over to the bonfire area.
Yeah.
Yeah, burn him.
Yeah.
Just burn him.
Yeah.
Because I wondered that too when I was watching it. I was wondering, I'm like, they should, maybe the baby's imaginary or whatever is part of her imagination. But yeah, and then when she came out with the baby, it's like, okay, so it wasn't fake, like it wasn't fake in her head type of stuff. But yeah, everybody was really loud.
His girlfriend, Stacy or whatever, when she's got the butcher knife in her hand, she's just like slamming it on her own hand.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about earlier. I was like, how? That's unsafe, man. That's unsafe.
Like, she's got the blade down on her palm, and she's just smacking her palm with the blade.
That's just bitch energy right there, man.
Her big old pokey's just cutting raw meat and throwing it somewhere.
Yeah, at that point, she would have sliced her own nipple off. That would have been interesting.
What?
You would have been so disappointed. It would only be one then.
That happens in one of the Wrong Turn movies. You remember that? The girl gets shot through the back with a bow and arrow, and it comes out the nipple. I don't remember which one. It was whichever one Henry Rollins was in.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, they shot a lot of the scenes at the Cabrini Greens. They had to like get permission from the gangs to shoot there. They cast a lot of the residents as extras, figuring it would help them sell the movie and get it made. I know they were worried that it would be. The producers were very worried that they would come off as racist because the black protagonist going after the girl. So I know they met with the NAACP and brought them the script, and they were like, "Yeah, this movie's just fine. Why can't a black guy be a ghost? Why can't he be a killer?" It's
well,
just,
think about it. There isn't that many black people that are like play the horror characters normally.
That's true.
I'm
trying to think.
The thing is, like, they don't want to see black guys killing white people.
I understand that, but I mean, and if you think in the overall genre of horror, there really isn't that many where the black guy is like the main bad guy, which is what horror is. It's about that's the character. The main character is always the bad guy. So then you got to think that's more on that line stepping over because now you have a black person as the main character.
And he did fantastic.
Yeah.
The Candyman was also the nickname of a serial killer. Have you ever either one of you guys ever heard of that? Dean Coral?
No.
No. What did he do?
Between 1970 and 1973, he kidnapped, tortured, and murdered 28 young boys in the Houston area. He was nicknamed the Candyman because his family owns a candy factory, like a candy shop and a factory where they made their own candy and stuff. So they nicknamed him the Candyman.
Hence the reason you never got into cars with strangers.
Yeah.
But Sarah, they had candy. No, just
yeah, because as a kid, I was that gullible where I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go take a ride for some freaking candy.
I'm pretty sure as kids we got strangers with cars when we weren't supposed to.
Yeah. You got candy? No,
I got followed numerous times on my way back from like the library and stuff in my town.
That was a girl. Wouldn't have done it.
Chasing me. Yeah.
Even as
cars chasing me and shit.
But
yeah.
I used to hitchhike. Yeah, either one of you guys ever hitchhike? We used to hitchike back in the day, man.
Oh hell no!
No.
I'm sorry.
I walked everywhere.
Yeah, we hitchhiked. That was stupid.
I was a girl, so I knew better.
Yeah, that's true.
Come on now.
So not only was the original short story set in Liverpool, but in the short story, Candyman was described as a pale-skinned man with long blonde hair, brightly colored patchwork clothes. So he's a white guy in the story.
Sounds like a clown. What the fuck? No, just like holy shit. How white can you be? No, just.
If you look for a picture of how he looks in the story, he looks weird.
I mean,
at all. And in the movie, they have so the lady got murdered because the guy came through the bathroom mirror. That was based on a true story. That really happened in Cabrini Green.
Like
really?
Broke through the window, like the bathroom mirror?
Ruthie Mae McCoy was murdered in 1987 because somebody climbed through her bathroom mirror.
That's freaky. See, shit like that can really happen.
Yeah. She called the police, told them somebody was trying to break in through the mirror. Police officers showed up. They got keys from the office, and the keys didn't work, so they just left.
Fuck.
All right. I'm sorry. You get a phone call saying somebody's trying to break through my mirror. Do you really take it seriously, though?
They just left.
I don't know. I wouldn't. I would be like, yeah, they're fucking on drugs right now. So
the next
we'll
day,
humor them.
So this goes on. The next day, one of the neighbors said, "Hey, usually, we see Ruthie every morning. She talks to us. We haven't seen her. She's missing." So the cops came back the next day, and they were going to break down the door, and the security guard said, "If you do that and she's in there and she's okay, she might sue you for breaking her property." So the cops said, "Oh, you're right," and they just left again because they didn't want to get sued.
What the fuck?
They got discouraged, so they just left.
So
finally, on the third day, when people are complaining again that she's missing and nobody's seen her, one of the project officials shows up with a carpenter, and they drilled the lock in, and they found her just laying there dead on the floor, smelling like rotting flesh. She was shot 4 times.
That's horrible.
How did nobody not hear the shots? Like
exactly, that's what I'm saying. She was shot 4 times, and she called the police and said, "Hey, they're breaking in through my mirror." And the cops showed up and just left on 2 different occasions. They just showed up and left. They knocked on the door and nobody answered, so they left.
That's kind of dumb. Like those cops, like they attribute it to her getting murdered.
Yeah,
that's their fault too.
And Cabrini Green was. If you're interested in like true crime or anything like that, or real life like stories like that, look up Cabrini Green. They had a long history of bad stuff happening there. It's a very interesting read. You can still probably find news clips on YouTube and stuff like that. I only got 1 or 2 more things. I'm sorry, and I got a lot of notes on this week's episode. It's one of my favorite movies. So Virginia Madsen and all those scenes, how it looked like every time she was in a scene with Candyman, she was like in a trance-like state.
Yeah.
And they hypnotized her for real every time she was in a scene with the Candyman.
Do they really?
Yeah, they hypnotized her.
Why would you do that though?
Wanted to give her that like where she was like in a trance where she was enamored with him.
The fuck?
That's just that I would not want anybody hypnotizing me for anything like that.
The hypnotizer was the director.
What the fuck?
That's like to not be in control of your own body in that sense is just not right.
So he learned how to hypnotize people, and he would clear the set 10 minutes before any time they were supposed to be in the scene together, and he'd hypnotize her, and then he would call everybody in like, "Okay, come in now, she's done."
Wow. That seems a little like scumbaggy.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's like, what did he do in the office before he said, "Come, she's done, she's ready"?
He's like, all right, everyone, come in. Let me zip back up.
He's like, gotta go hypnotize her.
Yeah, exactly.
He's like, "Oh, director, you ready?" He's like, "Hey, man, why are you zipping up your pants? What'd you just do?"
I'd have concerns about that.
Like,
I'd need a buddy in there too.
Yeah. Like, don't leave me alone in here with him like that. Are you fucking crazy?
Yeah, I don't know if that's a good idea, especially in Hollywood. There's a lot of stories like that.
Yeah,
I don't believe in Hollywood, so feel free to give me a job. We can go murder and sacrifice people together. Let's go. Anyway, and my last note was so after Freddy vs. Jason came out, studios were clamoring to try to come up with the next like horror movie mashup, and they actually pitched doing Candyman versus Leprechaun.
What?
What? No. What? What?
the scripts, and they had a meeting with the director of the original Candyman, Bernard Rose. And the only reason it didn't happen was because Tony Todd flat out refused to do it. He said no chance in hell.
Exactly. That doesn't make any. It doesn't make any sense.
They wrote a script. They pitched meetings. They were going to do it, and the only reason they didn't do
I
it
was
was
probably going to be Leprechaun in the Hood then, because I was the only thing that was
he just flat out said absolutely not. I'm not doing that. No way. No how.
Mm-mm.
I wonder why. Wait, what was the real reason why he turned it down?
Just the character. He didn't want to mess up the character like that.
I mean, yeah, that Leprechaun.
He did a very good job of protecting the Candyman character. He's the only one to ever play him. Even the new one, he's coming back as Candyman. It looks like they might be like passing of the mantle kind of thing, but it makes sense
cool,
because they said the new guy is supposed to be the baby from the first movie or something like that.
Oh, that's kind of badass, dude.
That's what I read.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and that's why there's that connection.
Think about like him, feeding the baby the honey off his finger and shit.
Yeah,
that's weird.
And
he had him for a whole month.
The new movie looks so good. The trailer is phenomenal. I can't wait to see it. I really, I want to cover it here when it comes out. If and when it ever comes out, we'll see. Like I said, if you guys ever watch the sequels, I'll be glad to cover them here on like a bonus type of show. This is probably our longest episode to date, guys. So hopefully, if you're still listening, thank you. Sorry about that. It's probably my bad. I got too excited about the movie. Maybe one day we'll get you the sequels. We are working on other things. I'm still working on that movie list.
Jesus.
We're gonna come out with some bonus episodes eventually at some point, guys. We're all working on like our top 10 favorite horror movie list. Emily's been working on hers. I think I got mine like my top 2 picks. I started writing other movies down to make the cut, but didn't get them numbered up or yet or anything like that. Still working on that. You could find us on social media. Midnight Evil Pod on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook. You can find us on TuneIn, Stitcher, Anchor, Google, Spotify. Pretty much all over the social media place. If we have any new ones pop up, we'll let you know here. But that was this week's talk for Candyman. And got another staff pick next week. Next week was a Sarah pick. And next week we're going to go 1997. We are going to be talking about Wishmaster. I am very excited.
It's such a good movie. I'm just saying it now.
There's like 4 of them. I have the whole Blu-ray set. I can't wait. It's going to be awesome. It looks like Will's asleep, so I'm going to go. No,
what are you talking about? I'm doing stuff. I'm writing stuff down.
You're writing down Wishmaster?
Yeah, I was writing down some other things too, but I wrote that down too. I'm just
I'm going to try to watch this one earlier because I've been slacking. I've been waiting until like last minute to watch them all.
I don't remember the movie Wishmaster. I don't honestly remember if I've seen it.
The guy that plays the djinn in it, oh my god, he's like perfect for it.
Yeah.
Perfect for that character.
I think there's 4 of them. I have the box set somewhere in there on Blu-ray, so I'm looking forward to it. I think it was a great movie, especially the first one. The first one's phenomenal. So that's what we're going to be covering here next week. We got more stuff coming up. We'll do bonus shows here and there if we can. Like I said, if either one of you guys end up watching the Candyman sequels, let me know. We can always do a bonus show here or there. And but that's it for the Midnight in the Podcast of Evil this week. I'm Headrush signing off. Will, thank you. Sarah, thank you.
You're welcome.
See you guys next week for Wishmaster.